Warren Buffett really likes ticker symbol SIRI, Sirius XM. He's been buying this stock, loading up hundreds of millions of dollars worth of purchases, and I have really good news. So as you know, if we would have copied Warren Buffett on every single one of his trades, his buys and his exits, we'd be really happy with ourselves. Well, they purchased this stock at $24 a share, 42 million worth at $27 a share, another $27 million share purchase for $60 million, going as low as $21.16. Well, the good news is the stock's even lower at $20.19. So with Warren Buffett being famous for buying cheap stocks, why might he and others at Berkshire Hathaway think Siri might be undervalued? Well, ticker symbol SIRI is still expected to make a lot of extra cash. That's the first thing mentioned on my list for the top 5 catalysts. Number 1, big extra cash every year. SiriusXM guided $1.15 billion plus free cash flow for 2025 and later raised 2025 guidance. More cash can help the stock. Number 2, they can buy back a lot of their own shares. They have about 1.16 billion approved for stock buybacks. Basically, the company buys its own shares, so fewer shares exist. That can help the price over time. Number 3, cost cutting plus tight focus plan. Management has talked about sharpening the plan and controlling costs. Basically, stop wasting money. Number 4, more cars can mean more listeners. Teslas and EVs. SiriusXM said its streaming is being added into Tesla's system, helping reach millions of Tesla vehicles. More cars equals more chances for paid users. Number 5, better digital plus podcast money and big name content. SiriusXM has said podcasts are a growth engine in its ad business. Also, Howard Stern signed a 3-year extension through 2028, which can help keep some fans paying. But the top 5 negatives on why the stock could drop is number 1, people are leaving. There's subscriber losses. They lost self-pay subscribers in 2025. Number 2, competition is brutal. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. If people don't pay for SiriusXM, revenue can fall. Number 3, debt is real. SiriusXM reported net debt versus EBITDA around 3.8. Basically, they owe a lot compared to yearly operating profit. Debt can hurt when times get tough. Number 4, ads can be weak, especially music streaming ads. They've talked about podcast growth helping, but other ad areas can be soft. If ad falls, results can disappoint. And number 5, car market risk. A big part of SiriusXM comes from cars and trials. If car sales slow or fewer people convert to paid plans, growth gets harder. And a moonshot idea that I had was, what if a giant company does buy SiriusXM like Apple or Google? What would they want? Well, audio content plus sports plus talk shows. Siri has a big paid subscriber base, stronger in-car audio reach. And what would happen? The stock could jump because buyers often pay more than today's price. But again, this is not confirmed. This is just speculation. But if you want to get more detail oriented on why exactly they could be acquired, the 3 easy to understand reasons it could get bought out and why the stock could pop if it did is number 1, the company is now cleaner structurally, which makes deals easier. SiriusXM and Liberty completed the split-off merger in September 2024, and SiriusXM positioned itself as an independent public company afterward. Fewer layers and less complexity can make it easier for an acquirer to underwrite and execute a transaction. Number 2, it throws off meaningful cash, which buyers like, especially private equity. SiriusXM has guided to substantial free cash flow. Obviously, this is what Warren Buffett likes, and recent filings showed stronger quarterly free cash flow. Cash flow is what helps a buyer pay down acquisition debt and justify paying a premium. Number 3, the stock has been weak, which can make a buyout price doable. When a stock has struggled for years, it can become cheap enough that a strategic buyer or financial buyer can justify paying a premium and still see upside. Recent commentary has noted the multi-year decline, and the current trading levels reflects that skepticism. Based on SiriusXM's official 2024 and 2025 investor reports, the company has seen a slight overall decline in its total subscriber base, though it remains stable at approximately 33 million total subscribers. The following chart breaks down the subscriber trends, focusing on the self-pay category, which is the company's most important metric for revenue. So you can see here the period total subscribers, full year 2023. This is from Gemini, by the way, negative 34 million, negative 33. decline. But the retention is improving. While SiriusXM is still losing subscribers on a net annual basis, the rate of decline has improved. For example, they lost roughly 150,000 fewer self-pay subscribers in 2024 than they did in 2023. The churn factor, the churn rate, the percentage of users who cancel, remains remarkably low at approximately 1.5 to 1.6%. That's pretty interesting. This suggests that while it is harder to find new customers, the ones they have are staying loyal. Trial funnel. As of late 2025, the trial funnel, new car owners using a free trial, stands at 7.4 million, which is a slight increase from 2023 levels. This is a positive leading indicator for potential future paid growth. Pandora segment. It is worth noting that SiriusXM's other major brand, Pandora, has seen a sharper decline, ending Q3 2025 with about 5.7 million self-pay subscribers, down from 5.8 million at the end of 2024. Summary, SiriusXM is currently in a stabilization phase. They are successfully managing their existing user base with low churn, but they are struggling to grow the total number of paid users in a competitive streaming market dominated by Spotify and Apple Music. So now, to see how SiriusXM is managing its financials despite a shrinking user base, we look at ARPU, which is average revenue per user. This metric tells us that the company is successfully extracting more value from its remaining subscribers through price hikes or higher tier plans. Here's the breakdown of the financial efficiency metrics for 2024 and 2025. The ARPU dip, you'll notice ARPU dropped to $14.86 in Q1 2025. This was due to a heavy push on promotional pricing, lower cost entry deals, to stop the subscriber bleed. However, by Q3 2025, it recovered to 15.19 as those promotional periods ended and rate increases took effect. Revenue resilience. While total annual revenue is down slightly from its 2023 peak, the company actually increased its 2025 guidance in October. They now expect to finish 2025 with roughly $8.5 billion in revenue, proving that their business model is remarkably durable even without subscriber growth. The 360L strategy. SiriusXM is betting heavily on its 360L platform, which combines satellite and streaming. This transition is why subscriber acquisition costs have risen to about $19.37 per installation, as the hardware required for these smarter systems is more expensive. Profitability versus growth. The company is currently prioritizing free cash flow over raw subscriber numbers. By cutting costs, targeting $200 million in savings by the end of 2025, they are staying highly profitable even as a mature business. The hidden win, despite losing subscribers, SiriusXM's podcast revenue grew by 33% year over year in 2025. This is becoming a vital off-platform revenue stream that doesn't depend on car satellite subscriptions. That's interesting. And again, if it comes down to these levels here, I really think you might see more buyers step in to have this balance at these levels. Again, it's $18 and a penny, so you can set your alert or just subscribe for less noise, more signal. I'll definitely let you know when these things happen. $16.26 is another area. Again, this is the 3-month chart, so this is really cutting out the noise. And yeah, I don't think it's coming down here anytime soon. That's 65 cents. But yes, keep this on your watch list. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll keep you updated if I see anything interesting. Thanks, guys. Peace.